get set to begin Naira crude oil sale to Dangote Refinery and others starting from the 1st of October this year. Meanwhile, the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited refutes claims of subsidy payments in the last 9 months, though it's selling petrol at half of landing cost. Oyeyemi Oke, partner at AO2 Law, joins me now for more on these developments. Oyeyemi, thank you so much. Pleasure to have you on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, and it's great to have you in the studio after so long. Let's get right to it. What do you think of this plan? I mean, the aim is to the first crude sale is the first of its kind. It's a pilot where we'll have to see how it goes. But what do you think about what it's seeking to achieve?
Well, in terms of the objectives, right? I think the main objective is to reduce the impact of the pressure on Naira with regards to foreign exchange. So what this means is that rather than looking for foreign exchange to buy the commodity, you would have a situation whereby the sale and purchase will be on the basis of the Naira. Now, what does that mean? So what that means is that, I mean, perhaps the NNPC would not have to scamper about to look for foreign exchange to get refined products, right? But that leaves a few other questions, right? And the questions will be, will this lead to price stability, right?
Price stability, price predictability also.
Correct. Yeah, there is the argument that this may lead to price stability, but do not forget that there are some components of perhaps the Dangote Refinery with regards to the processing that will still be benchmarked against the dollar. Capex was expended in dollars. Right. Some parts of OPEX also would continue to be expended in dollars. So what it means is that in as much as we are running away or we're trying to edge against the impact of the pressure on the Naira, we will still see certain fluctuations based on perhaps the OPEX incurred from a dollar perspective. But I don't think that spike will be as much as what we've experienced in the last few months.
Right. But do you think that, I mean, is it a good plan? On paper, we're obviously still going to see how this goes. Is it a good plan on paper? And also remember that same October, we're going to have, I mean, according to NNPCL, the Port Harcourt Refinery is also going to come on stream. So that on the one hand, and also we have other local refineries who are also looking to get some of this crude. Will the crude be available? And how do you see, in terms of the sharing formula, that playing out?
I think it's a good step in the right direction, especially from an FX perspective. Is it a good plan? It looks like a good plan on paper, right? But also there are some other things you need to consider. If perhaps Dangote being the largest refinery, right, in Nigeria as of today, will be given 450,000 barrels, I assume 450,000 barrels per day. The question would be, what would be the allocation to the other refiners? Don't forget that perhaps out of the 8 refineries that we have in Nigeria, including those that are government-owned, perhaps 2 or 3 of the refiners already produce, or they are upstream producers, right? And they are actually refining their crude. So again, with regards to the structure, the question would be, what is the structure of the sale in itself? Are we looking at a situation whereby it's an outright sale? So NNPC sells to the refiners, let's say for example Dangote, and will NNPC be the sole buyer of the refined products? Because that also brings some other questions. You will find out that if perhaps the sale is done or benchmarked at what I'll call the market rate, perhaps the landing or the refined cost may actually be much higher than what we see at the filling station. So the question will be, who pays for the differential? So
that, I mean, because obviously they say, like you said, the devil is in the details. And it still appears to be some gray areas. Like you said, a lot of questions, but, you know, we want to give the government and this deal the benefit of the doubt and see how it plays out. I mean, would it be international? At what price? That's the thing. We know that the NNPCL is the sole importer. We know that what is sold at NNPCL petrol stations is different from what other marketers sell. But let's see how that plays out. But let's also talk about, I mean, related to this issue, the lingering petrol scarcity in the country. So between the NNPCL, the marketers, there's been, you know, trading or blames. But the important thing is that there isn't clarity on when there will be supply, when the scarcity is going to end. What do you know? What can you tell us?
So I think there's a lot of vagueness with regards to what's happening. Now, there are two narratives in the marketplace in terms of what we know from the public perspective. One is that the marketers are saying there are no products, there are no allocation from the NNPC, and NNPCL is saying no. The marketers are hoarding. So it seems like there seems to be some blame game going on, right? But I think what this speaks to is that there is still an energy security challenge, right, in Nigeria. As I speak to you today, I really don't see, or I don't know how this would be resolved, but obviously there are no products in the market, right? And the regulators and also NNPCL needs to work to ensure that this is resolved quickly.
Right, and just quickly, finally, if the marketers are holding like the NNPCL says, isn't there? I mean, we have regulators who are should go on site to see and make sure that everyone plays according to the rules of the game. So where does that leave that?
I mean, I think the NMDPRA made an announcement last week, right, with regards to saying that petrol should not, or PMS should not be dispensed into jerry cans, perhaps to reduce the influx of black marketers, right? Although that poses its peculiar challenges with regards to the Nigerian situation, whereby people need to buy or to purchase PMS for the purpose of turning on their generators. But in terms of the NMDPRA, I think credit should be given to them. They've tried as much as possible to take steps to ensure that there is supply. But at the end of the day, right, if there are no products to lift or no products to allocate, we will still be in the same situation.
I mean, hopefully this will be cleared up, sooner than later, because if there is no clarity, then obviously as Nigerians, we cannot plan in terms of when we get petrol going forward. But thank you so much, Oyeyemi. It's been a pleasure having you on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
Oyeyemi Oke, partner at AO2 Law.